Hey, it's Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. It's your friendly neighborhood Peter, just hanging out here and enjoying some wonderful time. Uh, it's now we're into the season of mowing the lawn. So before I get to fish stuff, I've got to take care of yard stuff. So I made the choice. Before we get to our subject, I'll wait for everybody to get in. I made the choice to get a battery operated a lawnmower last year, and I really like it. Uh, I have not gotten the second battery. A full charge takes care of 3/4 of my yard. And today I was out mowing. It took more than that out. Thank you very much. Bob Kaler in the house first. So I got most of it done. I got my backyard's the big area. I got everything down except for maybe like 2 or 3 things, and I'll be Anthony's fishy friends. Holy capoli. Missed you, bro. How are you? Vinoski, Fish Kodo. Yeah, so I was thinking about this. We're all, the one thing about any hobby, and obviously fish care is a pretty nice thing. We all have fish aquarium fantasies, things that we want to do with fish tanks and, and haven't done. And one of the things I would like to eventually do, and it's not a short term, this is a long term play. I would like to set up one of those aquariums that go from room to room with a tube on the top, and and have 2 separate aquariums connecting fish. That's been sort of one of my fantasies that I have had. I've also confessed to you that I've never gone betta, primarily because for me, I would have 100 jars in my house with bettas. All I'd be doing is cleaning out things. So that's why I've not gone betta. Do I dislike betta? Someone gave me a thumbs up, then took it away. Holy capoli. Doug Gray, the man is also an assassin for hire. That's true. That is true. So so that's one of the things I've wanted to do. I love the one fish I love, and I think would be problematic because of the water I have here. Discus. I love discus. It's I've never had a thing, at least a fantasy for salt water. And I know a lot of you probably have done salt water. Maybe you have a couple of saltwater tanks. I haven't done any salties. And I've never had, that thing to make me want to do it. Number one, I don't know what I would do with it. So there you go. Yeah, I saw that, by the way. Discus here, discos there. Oh, God, help us. All right. And yeah, by the way, Doug, has that cat sort of taken over your yard? Oh, Yahtzee took the thumbs up away. What have I done against you, Yahtzee? I like you. So it's yeah, so just kicking back. The one thing though about just finishing the conversation I started with the battery operated lawnmower is that I went to Home Depot to buy a second battery this morning and they didn't have one. And so maybe I'll go back later on this week and see if they have more in. And I was like itching. If I have two charged batteries, I can easily mow my complete yard at one time. Melvin's here. How are you, buddy? Earth Day battery operated lawnmowers rule. That's right, according to the Earth Day people. Except for the rare earth minerals and the pollution it takes to get the rare earth minerals out of the ground. Other than that, by the way, I do not look at my battery operated lawnmower as virtue signaling. I just got it mainly because I love technology, and my hearing is beginning to fall apart. And the quieter it is, the better. I mean, I can be on the phone talking with someone while mowing my yard. It's that quiet, unless the grass is a little bit higher. But I did my first run last week, took 3 batteries. This is going to take less than 2 because the backyard's a little long. And I'm going to go and, I'm all in on that. All in. I'm all into new technology. And I've never been an early adopter. You know what I'm saying? There are some people that like going to the cocktail party and they were like the first person to have the whatever the new gizmo is. I remember when the iPhone first came out, I was like on an elevator in New York and someone reached into his pocket and goes, "Oh, my iPhone is ringing." And I mean, it was just out. And I'm just going, "Geez, guy, come on. Smug enough?" It's New York, you can pretty much say that stuff. I'll tell you what, Bob, I have thought about snakes and I haven't done it. I was literally, though, looking mainly, but then I realized it probably would not do well for me and my eventual hope to have a lady in the house. I was actually looking at a website called Fear Not Tarantulas. And I was thinking of those suckers. And I'm all in. You were married for 10 years and you're no longer a fan of snakes. There you go. Snakes are sexy for most women. All right. It's I've never been anti-snake. I've just never had one. It's buy a couple of axolotls. Women love them. They're cute. They're cute. I get it. Why people would love them. You thought you found someone who wouldn't mind so many animals? Too good to be true? Well, there you go. Freaky fish lady. There you go. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm I'm hoping, by the way, to go out. I'm trying to be more active these days and get out and do things and be around and meet different people. And I've been relatively successful to it. I've generally been out about I've generally been out about uh try to do something about 1 day a week. You may or may not have acquired an axolotl. Your secret is safe with us, Anthony. Your secret's safe with us. Yeah, Melvin, I agree. It's always good to see Bob. good to see everybody. Good to be seen. So I went to, I realized something. I was gifted by my neighbors a bird bath. The only problem, become a passport, bro. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I went Peplin Creek Aquatics. How y'all doing? What's up? Yeah, so my my yeah, so I went in, I got the bird bath. The bird bath is a little crack in it. So I'm gonna pick up the Flex Seal and put that in there. And I was at the stupid Home Depot this morning, like at 7 a.m., and I forgot it. So after I am done with this, I have a camera recording my bird feeder in the back. Looking in the bird feeder, there's nothing there, so I may not have a lot of footage. And all right, very good. You'll be right back here, Anthony. And so I went. So I'm going to have to go out. I have to do a couple of more errands, which I'm going to do here as soon as we're done. And I'm going to go pick up the Flex Seal. Phil Swift of Flex Seal is the man. I could, yeah, you know what? I should reseal a boat and go fishing. You're correct. That guy's my personal hero. So I'm going to pick up some of that. I'm going to, treat that and let it dry. And then tomorrow add water to the bird bath. So there you go. The Flex Seal guy, I'll watch those infomercials. They're just fascinating. Well, he should be your idol. Phil Swift is a heck of a guy. And if you're not familiar with Phil Swift, he is the Flex Seal guy. The other thing, that I've gone through, and I started to play with it a little bit, but I just have not done it, is do a good nano tank. Oh, I'm sorry, Freaky Fish Lady. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. Here it's been really windy over the last couple of days. It's been pretty windy here. Tonight in Joplin, Mo, we're going to be having a freeze. It's getting down to they have a freeze warning. Got a couple of limbs down. I don't have a lot of trees in my yard. So I live in a relatively new home. And the people that bought the home originally didn't plant trees. There's one tree in the backyard. And there's a tree that grew up in the middle of the dog kennel. And it's like too far grown to get rid of it. And it's actually a raspberry tree. And so the birds go through and do stuff. You live in Missouri? We're in Missouri, Freaky Fish Lady. I'm in Joplin, Mo. 4 states. That's what they call the area. It's really just sort of a 3-state area, but they include Arkansas. I think just to make them feel better. Diet Dr. Pepper. It's the Nectar of the Gods. Ancient aliens, they have technology of the gods. Yeah. I drive through Lebanon fairly often. I go out this year. I'm going to a thing for work in Lake of the Ozarks, which of course brings me right through Lebanon. And then I have to go to I have the last couple of years driven, to Chicago and back for Thanksgiving. Spent it with my sister and her family. And they live in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. It's pretty neat. Nice time. Good people. And so, I've been to that McDonald's in Lebanon a couple of times. It's awesome. My dog is great. She's wrapping up her heat. Now, I don't know did I say this last week? Her breeders have decided that they're unhappy with the litter she came from, and the way that the litter's grown up. So Maggie will not be having puppies. So she will be spayed sometime this summer. I have not tried the Phoenix BBS eggs. Maybe I try them. So, Doug, are you feeding that cat? So, Doug on his Facebook page put a picture of a cat laying next to his car. Muppet 929, how are you? How are you doing? Yeah, my what else is going? So Maggie will not have puppies. She is warranted. So before I spay her around her second birthday, which is the end of June, I will have her hips x-rayed. And if she has hip dysplasia, I get a free dog if I want one. So there you go. So I have told the folks I probably would want another dog at some point, in the next year or so. So there you go. You're not feeding the cat. I used to have a black cat, very cool cat. Yeah, I don't feed the neighbors' cats except for the occasional bird they get from my bird feeder. Now, here's the deal. There are people in the neighborhood that feed those cats. When the lady at that house gets home, these cats come out of nowhere running up. Yeah, Maggie will not be having pups. They're unhappy with the litter. And Maggie is, they could get her show title on her, but it's not that easy of a thing. So there you go. And she's not gonna have puppies. So she gets spayed after I do her hips. Hips done first. And you know what? I'm fine with it. It's the goal was to have a dog that would reproduce well for a dual purpose dog, and it's just it's not in the cards for her. That's fine. So there you go. And she won't have puppies. So she will get and again, she's gonna have the best life ever. She's hanging out with her daddy. And she's finally getting into the thing where she'll sit on my Yeah, will sit next to me on the couch for hours on end, especially in the morning. And so she's really good at stuff like that. She's still in her heat, and the last week in her heat, she's become kind of bossy. I know what you're saying. Don't say it. She's a little bossy. I mowed the lawn. I did a couple of things. Got her out. Took her for a nice walk. She ate a lot, and she was just bossier than heck. And she was bossy because she wanted to go back to her kennel, where she is asleep, totally out. When I'm done here, I'll take her out for a nice long walk. So there you go. Yeah, so so that's fine. And I think I'll do a puppy next year or the year after. And I communicated with these folks, and life's good. So let's see, what other things do I know? You know who I heard from like on Monday or Tuesday of this week? Vinay of Color Guppies. We haven't heard from him in a long time. I've gotten to know him a little bit. We've been texting back and forth. He's had some personal life tribulations, and he's like one of the nicest people in the world. So Vinay has gone through a little bit there, and he wants to get some of the swordtail guppies, which which have really, really, really been a real good thing for a lot of people. People love them. And for whatever reason, if you're somebody who likes guppies but you've had bad luck breeding them, get some swordtail guppies. It's Chattanooga Ed. I think, Bob, you have some of those, right? Yep. Yeah, he's good people. Vinay's good people. So, who I've not seen lately? Our buddy Renee. All right, thanks for lurking, Muppet. I like our buddy. I haven't heard from our buddy Renee lately. I think I'm just gonna have to go and send her a nice email. Probably would be okay if you go out and you lead a conversation and go from there. She's good people. I like her. Carl works. So let me drop my note to Renee. All right, I dropped her a note. Yeah, I got a note from Chewy. Got a note from Chewy this morning. Several of them. It was nice to hear from him. Yeah. Kiwi is a strong fruit choice. I like kiwis. Caro, if somebody called you accidentally kiwi, you'd be okay, right? It wouldn't. Would that be an upsetting thing to you personally? Oh, you disown them, then file a defamation suit. Holy caboli. Excellent. Well, that's good. I was at a deal where someone called me Dennis over and over again. And part of me just rolled with it. Hey, could be worse, right? Dennis is a fine name. And so there you go. Half the time people type Coro, it autocorrects to Lori because of the monster fish gal. See, there you go. Again, it's there are a lot of mysteries in the world. So there you go. So this guy kept calling me Dennis. And then I get a note from the guy apologizing for not calling me Peter. And I said, it's all good. No worries. No worries. I'm good. Got fat, clumsy thumbs. Bob probably has to wear like jeweler's loops to see the keys. It's all good. Or jeweler's thing to. I was at a meeting with someone that my company was doing business with. This is when I lived in San Antonio. And in the middle of the meeting, this guy pulled out a monocle. He pulled out a monocle. And so there you go. You know Dennis Christensen, one of your Dan's Fish giveaways? Nice man. There you go. Yeah, so you pull out the monocle. You're in a meeting. And of course I go, what's that? And he goes, it's a monocle. I said, well, why not what I do and have the, have the readers as part of your glasses selection. He goes, oh, I just don't think I think it's too easy. Okay, very good. All right. The bifocals. And then people get to trifocal mode. So when does that happen, Bob? Yeah, Doug, he's good people. Dan's good people, and Get Gills. I sell stuff on Get Gills. I like Dan. He's good people. And I will say this about Dan is that I have learned stuff from him where a lot of stuff I don't, especially with some of the, quote unquote bigger channels. I never learn anything from them. I learn stuff from him. I really do. You want those like some alchemist or inventor would wear in a cartoon with all the colors that flip up and down and such? Yeah, you see that's wrong. Yeah, it's my Dan's Fish stuff. I get orders from Dan's Fish occasionally. It's nice. It's Dan's Fish, Melvin. It's a nice channel. It's again, I've picked up stuff from him. It's he has kind of the same type of business that that our buddy John Oliver has. He's kind of a reseller. He's in the middle of Wyoming. Yeah, good guy. I like him. I've never purchased fish directly from him, but I've sold stuff on Get Gills. Yeah. Doug, I don't, I think I think you'll like him. No, I get it. And Doug, I'm the same way. It's yeah, do the monocle. Be so strong, Bob. Yeah, Goro, I agree with you. Doesn't do clickbait stuff, doesn't do anything like that, just straightforward. Yeah, he's the fishmonger, Melvin. Mark, Biggies, support group, how are you? Sorry, Anthony. Yeah, I generally don't talk about the channels I don't like. It if you're not hearing me talk a lot about how much I like them, then you know it. It's yeah. There you go. All right, so uh, the other thing, you know, doing a nano tank. Um, the problem is with a lot of those, you almost have to buy the nanos from breeders to do it themselves. Thanks, Melvin. Um, the one fish I really like, and it's gorgeous in an aquarium, and it's a fish you normally don't see. They used to call it a brass tetra or a gold tetra, sometimes a dawn tetra. They don't breed truly. They when they are born in captivity, they turn silver, and it's believed that there's some sort of a bacteria or there's some sort of a nutritional thing from where they come from, and they're a nifty little community fish and really hardy. Anthony, I mention you all the time. Holy capoly. Yeah, I love Anthony. It's glad you're here. And by the way, the one thing that always can be said, You can never have enough aquariums. You can be the hoarders of aquariums. Let's see, mail's here. I'm hearing the mail truck go by. Let's see what else is going on. I don't know. Beard. I'm gonna have to get rid of it at some point here. It's I heard your feelings. Sorry, bud. Not trying to hurt anybody. It's I was married once and I was accused of hurting her feelings a lot. Thank you, Anthony. I used to feel that way about cars when I was in my 20s, and at one point you had 6 cars. Yeah, I was thinking if I hit, you know, there was just one winner of like Mega Millions this last week, and won $500 million just about. And I was just thinking about if I won that, how many cars would I own? And I could just see having some that's a little sporty, some that's utility oriented, and then just so 3, no more than 3. If Peter ignores you, he likes you. That's why he drags on poor Doug. Yeah, poor Doug. It's I did read something today. I sent an article. I'll send it to you, Bob. Is that apparently that the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Campaign is attracting a lot of ladies. So I don't even think I can support him, but I may just join it just for the ladies. It's let's see here. Let me find the article. Oh, I'll do it on my phone because I can copy this and text this to you, Bob. And da, 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 da. Okay, let me Keeler. All right, you got it, Bob. The article you never really wanted to see, but you're going to see. Renfield Nick Cage as Dracula. Yeah, I'll tell you, Nick Cage is a great actor. He's goofier than heck, but he's a nice enough guy. He's a very good actor. The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe. Yeah, that about Malachi Martin? Pope's Exorcist. Oh, this is fiction. On the show Coast to Coast at Night, they used to have the Pope's exorcist on all the time. Yeah, and Russell Crowe or Nicolas Cage, I should say, and Russell Crowe are great actors. Nick Cage is just such a bizarre guy. It's and maybe that's what makes him, the type of winner that he is, and how well he's done in life, in his acting, because he's great. It's Leaving Las Vegas, unbelievable film. It's he was one of Lisa Marie's ex-husbands as well. Speaking of Elvis Presley. Yeah, he and Lisa Marie broke up, and then he married his sushi waitress. Which don't knock it till you try it. And I think he and the sushi waitress have just broken up or got divorced a little while ago. And Nicholas Cage, let's see if he's still married to the sushi waitress. And apparently he was doing the same stuff that Johnny Depp was. Buying way too many homes and buying a lot of crap and ran out of money. Yep, he went from Lisa Marie to his sushi waitress. They broke up. He got married, and marriage annulled in 2019, and just got remarried. So good for him. And named one of his children after Kal-El, after Superman's birth name. And so there you go. And yeah, he owed a lot of tax. Here's a thing: pay your taxes, everybody. It's a pretty good deal. Carl, yes, he did. A pyramid crypt in Louisiana, yeah. The original Cannonball Run was not that good, everybody. It's not that good at all. Yet here we are. They're remaking it. Can Hollywood come up with new ideas? Stuff that's never been done before. Like new ideas. I know there's no original story. I just like, give me a new character. It's like I love listening to new music by new artists I haven't heard of before. And a lot of times I go, yeah, they're really good. And other times I go, eh. So it's but again, trying something new. And Nick Cage, he just likes trying new wives. Hopefully he's smart with his prenups. Yeah, there's a lot of new music. It's because people can produce it at home and it sounds amazing. They don't need to do what happened back in the day where you'd have to go into an expensive studio at $100, hundreds of dollars an hour to bang out an album. One person can write and do an album on their laptop. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of really good stuff that comes up, and there's a lot of stuff that's kind of experimental and kind of fun. Yeah, you're right, Koro. Yeah, there's way too much. It's almost impossible. And now you can be somebody, and you look at just the raw stuff that we have on the web. Here we are. We're a group of people who keep tropical fish, and we have a fancy interest in it, etc. And it used to be back in the day, you'd have to find a fish club. You'd read books, go to the library, buy books, and if you met somebody who did it, it was great. Now I know hundreds of people who do it. Yeah, there's covers of Janis Joplin. Is that what you're saying, Bob? There are people who've covered her. Yeah. Hold on, I just got a message from Alexa. Let's find out. Hold on. So apparently there's some sort of Earth Day brouhaha going on in Boston. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, it's there's a guy who I don't know if you guys have seen this guy, Frog Leap Studios, and he does covers and he makes everything into metal, and he'll take some really type stuff. No, Billy Cobb. Thanks, Goro. I'll check that out. A band I was aware of, and I knew some of their stuff, but just for a reason I didn't get into them. They've been around a long time, and I find myself just in love with a couple of these bands like that. Muse and the Killers. Familiar with the Killers? A little bit of this. Familiar with Muse? I love them. They're like my favorite, some of my favorites right now. Really, really enjoy it. Yeah, I would like to see them live. Yeah. It's been a while since I've been to a concert. I need to go. There's a newer artist called Talk. His Twitter handle is I am Talk, and he's terrific. And he has a new album coming out. A band that I'm old enough to remember when they were hot, and and they were never really a hot band, but they're still around producing stuff. Is Public Image Limited, and the lead singer is a guy named Johnny Lydon. And Johnny Lydon, you may know better as Johnny Rotten. And there you go. Oh, that would be very cool to see, Coro. Yeah, here's the deal when I go to a concert. There are some of these acts that they get up and they sound great, but there's not a lot of razzmatazz, not a lot of show. It's but they're great, they're fun to see. I like it when you see and the people are show people. They're giving you something to look at. Billy Cobb is a Rocky Horror piece. I'll have to check out Billy Cobb. Have to check that out. And yeah, so Public Image Limited, they're putting out stuff right now. And I think it's fantastic. My what other things do I have going on? I don't know. I've just been so wonderfully busy. So much stuff going on. Oh, you're in Sacramento? I lived in Sacramento. Sacto. You know what I love about Sacramento? Jim Boy's Tacos. My ex-wife, who was a Mexican American immigrant from Mexico, most American Mexican food places she dislikes. She loved it. Oh, you live near Portland? Yeah, Portland. That's beautiful. I have cousins that live in Portland, and that's one state I have not been to. And now I have been to 45 of 50. Here's where I have not been: Alaska, Oregon, Idaho, Vermont, and Rhode Island. Otherwise, I've been to every state. Yeah, Korn and Tool, Megadeth. Oh yeah, Megadeth has been. Oh, Tool as well. Korn. I think the deal is with Korn is that both Tool and Megadeth have been putting out really good albums. Pantera, Queens of the Stone Age. There just aren't any Joey Heathertons anymore. You're so right. Guns N' Roses, GNR. Yeah, Megadeth and Tool. The deal is with Tool, especially, they'll go 5, 6 years, then they'll put out something, and and they'll go tour it behind it. It's a good band. Megadeth. What was their last? They may have a newer album that they had an album a couple of years ago called Dystopia, and I'll find out 7 years ago. But yeah, that'd be a heck of a show to go see. Like to see. Joey is still living in her 70s. There you go. Isn't there a game show for her to come out? Yeah, Coro, I'm not like I've seen probably more concerts than a lot of people, but I'm not one of these people. I know, folks, there's a gal at my office. She will go out of her way to see a live show. She's seen more live shows than I could ever think of. She goes to several a month, all different genres. She loves going to see live music. She just enjoys it. She has fun with it. And it's and again, I love seeing live shows. And I enjoy doing it. The problem is I'm in Joplin, Missouri. And so I have to go to Kansas City, Tulsa, Springfield occasionally get a big act I would want to see. Northwest Arkansas occasionally will. Little Rock gets some stuff. Those are all like 3 hour, 4 hour, an hour and a half drives. So there you go. Now that's a little bit. I remember as a small kid seeing her like on game shows when I was sick for the day, but that's just before me, Bob. Whitesnake, Poison, Nelson, Boston, Europe, The Final Countdown. Those are bands I wouldn't mind seeing. I didn't see any of them. I saw Metallica, seen U2, Bruce Springsteen. It's Prince. I saw Prince 5 times. Morrissey and the Time. It's Soul Asylum. I saw Shania Twain. That she really put on a good show. It's probably about 20 years ago. Let's see. I saw. Oh, I actually saw Wham. He was in the womb for a Metallica concert. And your sister saw Kiss as a 3-year-old. There you go. I would like to see Kiss. Just because I think they do a heck of a show. All right, gang, we've been here for an hour. Thank you so much. And we will see you next weekend. Adios, mi amigos y amigas.